boss. This is Zombie. This.
Hey YouTube, welcome to another Valkyrie Connect video. This is a first of a multi-podcast series that we'll be doing. Joining with me today is Twinny and Zombie Rabbit. They'll be helping me along and we'll be talking about various topics such as the upcoming changes in Valkyrie Connect and the Unreleased unit. But first off, Twinny and Zombie, if you can introduce yourselves and tell us a little about what you do in VC and, your main team and such.
Okay, for main team, are you talking about Connects or Arena?
The Arena.
Okay. So who wants to start first? Me or Twinny?
Twinny, you can start.
Alright, okay, I will start. I'm free to play, so my units for Arena are quite limited. What I use for defense team is I use Niji. Then I use, as a melee DPS, I use Thor. But that's going to be replaced with Saber. I'm just waiting for Purity Ring. And followed by 3 mages, Odin, Freya and Hel. For Connects, it's quite dependent on the Connect boss itself, but mostly I will use my Arena team for Connects as well. I will swap out one of the mages for Erd, or one of the DPS units for Erd, depending on the Connect. And so I will run something like Niji tank, Erd healing, and I would have either Odin, Freya, Hel, or Odin, Freya, or Hel with Thor. And that's basically what I always run because actually I'm working on multiple units for Super Connects, so my current team is quite limited. It will be like more expanded when Ymir comes, and then later on when Angerbo comes. So I'm working on these 2 teams. So at the moment they are not built yet, so my units are really limited to these units.
Okay, and Zombie, if you want to introduce yourself and talk a little bit about your Arena as well as Connect teams that you use.
Sure. This is Zombie. Casual to play or casual to pay? Let's go see. For Arena Defense, I run Luca, Scotty, Freya, Erd, and Momiji. Specializes in annoying the fuck out of the back line. Basically, Momi just chain stuns whoever's in the back, if it's possible. With also a double silence and curse bow, just to make sure whoever gets healed doesn't get healed, and silence Luca from popping her shield. My offense generally varies. I can go full on physical DPS, which requires me to run a variable tank of either Scotty, Luca, or Haroon, depending on their lineup. If they run 3 frontliners, I would either run Haroon or Luca to either protect my back or just to CC them and then strike with both Trust Saber and regular Saber. While running 2 Rangers, which is Ranko and Momiji. Momi is self-explanatory, backline sniper. Ranko is just to help with the CC out. And for Connects, I just run whatever I feel like, depending on if Luca is useless in the Connect, then I'll just switch to someone else. It's like I've built enough tanks, enough DPS, and enough healers to run anything I can and anything I will. So far, I'm just working on my Angra Boda team, and I probably won't have time to make an actual Mimir team. And my Ymir's team is done. I just gotta have him again. And let's go see. Anything else I need to add?
No, I think that's good. And I guess for me, I currently run Luca, Thor, which I recently transitioned to Saber, just got her to 5-star. And with Hel, Freya, and Momiji, obviously for the same reasons, backline sniper. I'm currently working on Verdandi to be more emphasized on backline sniping, especially with the upcoming changes. In terms of connects, I actually purple out up to P3 on units that are optimal for that current connect. I can't. Okay, I would say I'm lying if I don't wail, but
Hey, you say you're casual to pay, like me.
Yeah, I'm casual to pay, and I try to be as optimal as I can in the connects that I am hosting, mainly because I don't trust the pugs, and if all I can do is a third of the damage, I have to rely on the other two pugs for the 2/3 damage. If one DCs, if one fails, or if one just can't carry his own, it's a waste of stamina and time. So I always try to purple out and gear out the optimal units, and I do my best not to run a tank or healer either. Obviously that doesn't work out too well in 7 stars. 7 stars you have to obviously have a frontline unit for sustain on specific connects or the healer. In terms of arena defense, I am working on a turtle team. It's just pretty difficult because I haven't pulled Erd yet, and I dislike orbing out Balder because I know I'm just going to toss him to the side sooner or later.
If I may interject, you can keep Balder. Once you get to a higher rank in arena, double healer teams with 2 tanks in the front is annoying.
That is true. I agree with that. I actually face a few.
Yeah, but at the same time, if RNG happens, because I built my all YOLO team just to fight double tank, double healer, which is 3 melees and 2 rangers, just to destroy the healers.
Yep, and it's heavily reliant on your slotting as well if they proc. I mean, I've had an arena game where almost none of my weapons or armors procced at all. I got massacred.
Oh, that happens a lot.
Yeah.
I tend to rely on skills most of the time because they never miss, and if they land, sweet, free CC.
For sure. Yeah, that's I emphasize pretty heavily on CC. I think that's one of the most important aspects in PvP.
CC or high damage, because I've dropped Thor. He's only in he's in my Grand Arena team, but Grand Arena is heavily volatile. Mm-hmm. 3 teams versus 3. You gotta win 2 out of 3, and you gotta gamble which team can fight what.
Yep. Alright, well, hopefully that was a good enough introduction for everybody. And next up, we'll be talking about the arena changes where timeouts no longer result in an auto loss for the initiator of the arena, but instead it's the team with the most units. And how do you think this will change the offensive as well as defensive lineups for arena? And we can start with Twinny.
For starters, I think turtle teams they will still be around, but they will be less oppressive, because right now turtle teams are really oppressive, right? Sometimes they have like 1 unit alive, like either Luca the tank or like Erd, and because you don't have enough time to take those out, they will win by default. However, with that new change, if you have like more units alive than the opponent, then you will win. So this is why backline teams, in my opinion, will be much more important, especially for attacking the defensive team. If they use turtle, then in my opinion, like backline sniping team like Momiji paired up with Verdandi, with backline items, that will give you a very high chance of winning, because you take out 1 or 2 units, and they probably take out 1, or probably in very rarely cases take out 2 of your units. So that way you will win. For defensive teams, they probably swap out units around so they avoid being CC'd. So for example, the Luca, like in JP, a lot of people swap out Luca for something else that won't be able to be branded, because later on we will have units that can brand humans, and Luca will be prone to that. This is why Niji is going to be very popular, in my opinion, in defense. You compare that with Niji with Skadi. You compare Niji with Materia, and then probably those 2 will be the most common front 2 units. Then you have like Erd. Erd is probably still going to be used, but probably more in a DPS form than healer form. Then you compare that up with a lot of variables. In my opinion, Jotun mages will have an upsurge because Jotun mages won't be able to be petrified since, well, they have the ability to resist petrification from the Valhalla weapons because they have the option to wear heartstones, while a normal Acer mage doesn't have that option. Then you can always slot in the usual backline ranger like Ranko to round your team. So your defense team is probably going to be like Niji, Skadi, a Jotun mage, can be Ymir, can be Angabo, can be something else. Then Erd, and as ranger can be Marmalade, can be Ranko. I think those two will be very effective in trying to just win you the defensive battle.
Okay, and Zombie, what do you think about that? You agree, or you have any additional input?
I see it branching out in two paths: harder turtles or DPS defense. Where I see it is if they do timeouts, like timeouts no longer apply. Even a turtle team can still all live depending on if they're running two healers or not. Even if you run Brand, they can still go through it, depending on what tanks they have. Because like Materia, that hasn't come out yet, is going to be the new kind of tank that everyone wants. Because she does, what was it? Again, an attack shield for half damage on everything, right?
60% shield and 130% physical attack, neutral damage, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be it. It would more go on to shielding, which young Ymir, which would be really good on. So they're trying to balance it out, which would then require everyone to either get Ymir or young Ymir, or anyone with barrier break. That's how they would counter that meta. If they go for that, it's either barrier break, heavy DPS, or turtle and barrier break. Because if it's all DPS, if they run an all DPS that team, you have to watch out. You got to figure out how they're gonna attack you. Like an all DPS defense requires you to basically run all heavy DPS teams, and that can be easily countered if you run proper tanks to counter the heroes.
I agree. Yeah, to also CC as well.
Yeah, it's less on CC. When it's going to be heavy DPS, it's going to be hard. It's going to be either light CC or CC that afflicts a certain type of race. Let's go see. I need to actually see the current JP defense to make a final judgment.
Yeah, that's no, go ahead.
I'm gonna go look up first. If I can find.
Yeah, that's the first thing that came to my mind as well when I heard about the changes is pretty much Verdandi is going to be more valuable due to backline being substantially weaker than front lines. And I mean that's for obvious reasons, and the quicker you can get to the mage side with Momiji being able to paralyze an entire row, you'll either stop the healing or you'll petrify, unless obviously what Twinny said, if they run Jotun, it'll have the potential to resist due to the equipment of Hearthstone. And since Luca doesn't really DPS on the offensive side, I do see Niji being used more as well, or some other form of tank that can dish out some damage.
I was even going to add Verdandi, Momiji with Ranko.
Yeah, that's
the
same pair.
No.
I was going to try that.
No, it's 3 backlines. 3 backlines is already pushing it, because if they run a Momi, if their Momi's faster than yours and she stuns you, you're going to be trapped in a triple.
Yeah, but I know what I'm going to attack into.
Yes, but at the same time, it may do a lot of damage, but Ranko is random, and there could be a strong to dark or a mermaid tank in the back.
Having Marmalade is with Sockville.
Marmalade, courtesy of Narwhale, is just a beefy range attacker who also counts as flying, but which makes her weaker to the Verdandi. But Verdandi does light damage, and she's resistant to light, so it's really iffy on if you counter Marmalade as a range or not, depending on how geared she is.
That's also true, yeah.
Yeah, if you stack nothing but Druid's Cloak on her, she will... And HP, she just won't die that easily.
With the game progressing, how do you see Freya being used offensively as well? Because I'm starting to see more people having Purity Ring, and it's becoming increasingly difficult for Freya to do anything to turtles as well.
Just remember Purity Ring is still a % chance to resist. It can go through, it's all a gamble.
For sure.
Yeah, just like how the Heartstone doesn't really prevent whoever has it from turning to stone because it's all RNG.
Yep.
You just gotta pray.
Yeah, but I think you have to look at it this way. If you use, for example, the backline team, so for Dandy, Momiji is taken into that slot, you use 2 from, so you basically left out with 1 mage, right?
Correct.
So what would you use? Would you use that 1 slot position for Freya? Is that justified to put Freya there in that 1 slot? Or are there many other opportunities? Okay, yeah, Amaterasu is probably the best
That's what I was
unit for
thinking
that.
For AoE fire as well.
But not many people have access to Ama.
I wouldn't say ammo would work because if you're running, depending on what they have equipped, because if you can see their team, but unless you actually search up what they have equipped, you don't know if they can either CC your backline or do whatever. Because remember, the Valhalla bow is out right now. Valhalla bow targets the highest physical attack.
Yeah.
Meaning, it can target your backline. Whoever has a higher physical attack, either your ranger will be frozen and etc. And with the recently released Valhalla gun, it targets the backline again, which turns them to stone. So it would require you to either get lucky and not get CC, or to run a hard stone instead of a DPS item.
To kind of counter the incoming CC from the other team.
Yes.
Yeah, I noticed a lot of items have recently been released to target the furthest enemy. You recently got Volcanic Spear coming from Sonara and Bulldozer from the Miku collab.
Oh, Bulldozer.
I really like those.
Yeah, Bulldozer can reach to 1,000 regular physical attacks, so you can put that on to a backline sniper. It's gonna hurt.
Yeah, I was gonna put that on Momiji.
The problem is my Momiji already has 2 SPs, a curse bow, and a silence bow, so it's really hard for me to figure out what I should drop for it.
Yeah, I think that's one of the weird things about gearing out Momiji is because her SP is really valuable. You have to prioritize that, right? And now it's between like curse, silence, slow, whatever you have to equip on her, you know?
Maybe even Val, right?
I gave up on slow. It's like slow.
Yeah, I swapped that out.
Yeah, it's kind of useful. But at the same time, I kind of like fear better, which is why I run Scotty.
Yeah, I really like it.
Yeah, Scotty.
Slow, I think, had I guess with all of, with the recent releases of Valhalla, it's so accessible now. You had towers pretty much back to back. If you were lucky enough, you would get more Valhalla pieces, and I mean that can easily replace slow any day as well.
No, that I would say slow is more of a PvE thing. It's more of a connect thing. The more you can slow the boss, the better you do, because he won't really pulse us more often, and he just hits slower. So that's basically good on you for the connect boss. For PvP wise, if you hit whoever's gonna on slow, they still get meter. You have to use fear, or just turn to stone, which basically ultimately stops the meter from gaining up.
Yeah, that's one thing I am always hesitant about when I do PvP is that if my units all hit that one unit at the same time, he's gonna use his meter, and I'm fucked.
Yeah, basically, you hit Luca, and she's still alive. Pops her shield.
Yep. And
you hit Luca again, she's back to full health. That's not very fun, unless you have Mia.
If you have curse?
No, if you have curse. you run Cursor brand, and that you still gotta get lucky with that.
Yeah, that's one
Oh,
reason.
I thought you were
I still
talking
run.
about tower.
Oh no! Tower PvP is all the same thing. Tower essentially uses everyone's arena defense team. It just the higher you get, the higher brackets you fight.
Hmm.
Yeah, but what I mean is, like, you can time your spells and limit burst in tower when you see the curse, so you burst out the Luca.
Oh, I just don't even pay attention. I just look. I just
Yeah.
That's what I
But
generally do for tower and
I
Guild
just-
Wars.
Yeah, and Tower just run Luca, Dress, Thor, Erd, and Odin, and I just look away and I'm done.
That's the
Yeah.
also added benefit. If you have double healer, like if you work on your Baldur and you have Erd, then you can pretty much auto everything.
Because in Tower, it doesn't matter if you time out or not. It's nothing against you because running double healer will guarantee your team to live, and for you just to keep on timing out again and again, but you'll be constantly killing the other team slowly but steadily.
Yeah, consistent slow damage, pretty much, and you just ensure that you don't have to keep recovering your team. So, pretty much, we all agree that the upcoming changes, it'll be more emphasized on back row instead of, trying to push through the front to back.
Oh, it can still run front back depending on how you run front. Because if you don't have a cleanse, which is like Odin or Idun, you can run both of them, or you can run Odin's staff. You can prevent armor breaks and other miscellaneous stuff like that. It's like, yeah, if you can CC the front. If you strengthen your back, you weaken your front. You have to find a balance in between. So, if they have a team specializing in destroying both sides at the same time, then you have to find a way to out-tank them.
That's true. Alright.
Yeah, because
Go ahead.
that's what I figured out. Because I run Ranko, Momoji, Dress, Saber, and Hirun because I focus on both sides at the same time.
Yeah.
Because if you can get weapons that hit first three and not the rows, that's really good on you. Because you can hit 2 in front or 1 and 2 in the back, depending on how who targets.
Yep. In the end, you're all at the mercy of RNG.
Oh yes, that's why I always flip a coin. If you can call it at least 7 times out of 10, chances are half your weapons will proc, maybe.
Yeah, I have that issue. Well, with that, speaking about the tanks changing, it helps us transition to the next topic. We have the unreleased hero Materia. She's a Therian melee type, and her ability is a 60% damage shield for 3 turns, and 130% neutral physical attack damage to the entire opposing team. She has roughly about a 0.6, 0.8 fire resist, 3.0 light, 1.5 water and earth, and about a 3.2-ish, 3.5 dark. So what do you think about this unit overall?
First of all, like the type is really nice. It's not human Jotun or Acer, so that has benefits.
Mm-hmm.
And what about her ability?
Her ability being, well, it's like, I don't really know the brand issues, so I'm not sure if brand will affect Therians. I know, like, wait, Mia active, I don't think Mia active affects her, but I think Ritua active affects her. Then you have her active, which is reduction in damage. It's quite nice. It's only on herself. If you make her like with some tanky items, then she can probably live really long. Like she in PvP defensive battle, she will be quite good, and I think she will be exceptionally good in certain connects. Like she can just stay alone, like stay alive. If you put like 1 or 2 defensive items, or just 1 defensive item with full bangles, she can just pretty much tank everything because of her active. And you can just use like her in connects with DPS setup, and she'll be good to do. if she won't be CC'd, for example, you have connects to CC Terrians or something like that, then you probably won't use her. But I think she will be very popular and will be a very all-round unit that you can just plug in and play.
Yeah, she's basically Luca. Like, she's basically Luca from an alternate reality that doesn't require healing, or doesn't get healing from her active. Whereas, since she's like, for me, she feels like she's a defensive form of Sasha, which is the maid with the umbrella. If you look at her skill set, it's like, I can see that Materia has some inspiration from Sasha's skill, which is an AoE counterattack shield. Let me see. Let me get her up close. Her
Do you see
skill
her
is
replacing Luca anytime in the future, or it'll be a interchangeable?
It's interchangeable.
Okay.
Sasha's skill is 30% attack damage 5 times to nearest enemy roll, shields against 50% attack damage for 2 turns, and 30% attack damage counterattack for 2. Which you can understand that it's nearly, well, you can see the inspiration that Materia got from Sasha's unique skill.
And having Materia out, looking at her resistance, do you see any effect in PvP? Granted that Earth, Water, and Fire are her 3 lowest, with obviously Earth and Water being kind of moderate, and Fire being like the worst.
I just wouldn't run her in Fire Connects. I'd try her out everywhere else but Fire Connects.
Okay.
Like, Light and Dark are generally PvP meta at the moment, so she's really good against both of them. I don't know if there are that many fire units. Yes, Amma is one of the top fire units that you could run in PvP, but apart from Amma, I'm not sure if there are that many others. You have Human Rin. Some use Rin.
Yeah,
but that's quite rare. So I think because of that, because Amma is quite rare, and not many people have Rin orbed or want to orb Rin, that's why she's quite good in those 2 regards.
So just due to the current meta, she kind of avoids being wrecked by the weakest element.
No, that's just gonna make people just build them, because if they really want to win Arena, they will build units to counter everything.
Yeah, I actually do that. To push Arena, I will orb out a unit just to beat a specific team. And now I have a ton of units now.
Ew.
Outside of that, what's up?
I forgot about a unit. Angerbo is fire as well, right?
Angerboda, but that's a connect that you're not going to see many people have either.
True.
That unit. In terms of commonality, Rin is probably the most common one. And
that's still limited to her collab only.
Yep. And I think the most common one I can think of off the top of my head is like Berserker Bear.
It's gonna orb that guy.
Yeah, because I mean, Amataras is an exclusive summon for banners, and the Rin, like Zombie just said, was a collab only, and Angerboda, like, think of how many people in the game can really do supers.
Keita.
Mako does supers.
Kyoso. And Negus.
Carry me then, please.
Hey.
I'm free to play, quote unquote.
Yo, Hakeo, we're gonna do Ymir next time he comes back.
Yeah,
we can probably do Ymir.
My saber's
built my
fully
team
orbed.
for Ymir.
Yep. But
my Sif is ready. My Sif is gonna punch Ymir in the face so hard.
I don't have a Sif.
Too bad.
So
we should have.
If you guys had to equip Materia with the most ideal equipments for weapons and armor and accessories, it doesn't have to be limited to what you currently own. Just anything. What would you equip her with from slots 1 to 4?
Do we include her
Crystal
SP?
Armor. Her SP, Crystal Armor, I wouldn't give her any regen items, I just give her plus HP items.
Okay.
Just to assure that that brand is useless on her.
Okay. So you would emphasize on things like crystal, mithril, obviously the SP.
No, mithril doesn't do for HP. It's just I want proc on HP, which is mossy and
okay, proc on HP. Okay.
Yeah, mossy, crystal, and druid's cloak. Those would just annoy you. It doesn't trigger the brand effect, and it just gives you free health.
Yeah, it does. And what about accessories?
Accessories, standard Nif ring, purity ring, and then probably
Hearthstone.
Bangalore. No. Yeah,
Jeez,
probably Hearthstone. Yeah, just give her the same accessories as Luca, basically.
Okay. Alright. Same with you, Twinny? You agree with that setup, or would you go a more deep route, or what?
Like I would try it out. Like this is a very the Zoms build is suggestion at the moment is very tanky heavy. I would because Materia has an offensive active, so I would try out maybe one of defense item, 3 offensive items, or 2. I would try out that way and how Materia works. I find a good balance. Maybe the full defensive is the way to go, but I'm not sure yet at the moment.
It's not for defensive. Ideally, I'm just gonna run her X weapon, mossy armor and a crystal armor, or not really not really mossy armor. Something with magic defense, probably Myrtle, and then run one offensive weapon depending on what it is. If so, let's see. I'm not really sure. I'm not really set in stone on what kind of offensive weapon she needs. I'm thinking of giving her a Valhalla weapon or
Valhalla is good.
That was what I was thinking too. The first thing that came to my mind when I saw her ability, since her ability itself is a hybrid ability, right? There's defense and offensive. The first thing that came into my mind was I want to capitalize on the second portion of her ability and honestly, even if anything, add in one offensive piece. Like if it's a Valhalla, because she can petrify and capitalize on a little bit of extra damage, you know?
With the Valhalla's petrify, when I'm thinking Guild Sword, you can also increase the amount of damage you do, because Guild Sword also increases your attack.
Yes, yeah. I was just giving an example where it was something to take advantage of her physical attack. That's actually the next item I'm working on is a Brave Sword.
Yep.
But yeah, so outside of Materia, unless you want to include her, if you had a waifu that could become real in this game, who would it be? And what's
waifu?
Yeah, waifu, real life waifu.
Maybe Freya, because she can charms other waifus.
Dang, Twinny, you never satisfy one person?
I'm just thinking.
You're so evil. There's no parody ring that works in real life.
So I still have my options open.
Yeah, especially
I think go. Just do whatever she desires.
You piss her off and she petrifies you. Every year is one turn, so she petrifies you for a couple years.
That's fun.
For me?
In terms of in terms of portrait, because I just went through all the female portraits, I really liked Angabo and Mia. I think those two are the 2 standout portraits for me.
Mia is
probably one of those two.
Angrboda.
Probably.
Angrboda. What about Sinmara? No.
She has some visual aspects.
Yeah, I only mentioned her because of the visual aspects, and she was the most recent one I could think of. But what comes to my mind would honestly be...
she's also a fire unit.
She'll burn you. What about Scotty?
Scotty?
Yeah.
Oh, I probably stop at the ice cold.
I'm not into big ladies.
Hey.
Oh.
Hey.
But you're into queens.
I'd go with Luca. Yeah.
The masochist.
I was hoping that no one knew about that part. And just saw that I like shield users. Yeah, I did a hero quest. Yeah, for those who haven't done Luca's hero quest, just do it and you'll see what that means.
Yeah. Yeah, spoilers. He enjoys it.
Yeah, I actually really like Luca, or honestly, Materia is actually pretty cool looking. I would have her too.
Yep. I'm just wondering, where did they get all this technology from? Material is futuristic compared to everyone else using shields and swords and magic.
Travel from another dimension, from
Ah,
another time
yes.
period, I guess. I don't know.
Because they entered FSN, they destroyed the barriers between worlds.
Yeah, now there are like ripples everywhere, right? And she ended up there.
And Volklight pops up now and then. Because they're in cyberspace.
Well, that pretty much sums up. We're hitting about the 35-minute mark. And
Oh, that was fast.
yeah, it did. Went by a lot quicker than expected. I wanted to let everyone know that Twinny and Zombie Rabbit also in-game. If you want to follow them, in the description I'll provide their in-game names so you can use their units as well. And just thank you for watching or listening to the podcast. And make sure you follow the Reddit and Discord community. I'll provide a link in that below. And there's currently a Facebook campaign going on. I'll provide a link to that. Just like and share that campaign so that we can get the various rewards in the different tiers. And yeah, do you guys have anything else to say before we go?
Not much to add. I think we covered a lot of topics.
Okay, well, thank you guys. Hopefully I see you next time, and take care.
Also, avoid my arena team. I don't want to fight tooth and nail for it again.